Ninza Kinsella has gone ahead and really told us that Manchester United are really looking or exploring to sell Jodan Sancho to Saudi Arabia with Antony. And this is coming in through from a journalist coming in through from the Standard Sport. Fabrizio Romano has also gone ahead and countered him and given us the latest thoughts at the club of Manchester United. And here we come to obviously bring you what Dimitar Berbatov has gone ahead to say about Jodan Sancho and his first two games is going ahead to play into the Bundesliga. And lastly, I'm going to talk about Dango, who has gone ahead to complete his first part of his medical down at Port Vale and is going to become a new player of that side. We thank God for the gift of life. Good morning. Hope you guys are really doing fine. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name and hope you guys are really doing fine. And we cannot stop really going tough because the moment you don't really go tough or toughen, then the going will also not really become easy. So we have to toughen to make the going easy. The Muslim is Barakallahu Fikum, and we are here to see to it that we get 100 likes onto this video. Jodan Sancho and Antony are the leading story onto this episode or first video of the day of the 23rd of January 2024. Guys, if there is anything to talk about this month, it's how speedy it's really moving. And I think this year is gonna be really moving swiftly. And that's why you should ultimately come out and do things that you're gonna have to set as your goals to make them happen as soon as possible. Now, Antony and Jodan Sancho are two players that in the recent past have gone ahead to become or be the most top two signings for the club of Manchester United as far as being expensive is concerned. Now, ever since we bought in Paul Pogba and Harry Maguire, because Paul Pogba went in for 90 million plus, Harry Maguire 80 million plus, we hadn't gone ahead to obviously spend huge money onto players like we've gone ahead to spend on Antony. Antony cost United 86 million pounds from Ajax to Manchester United. Then Jodan Sancho costed Manchester United 73 million pounds from Borussia Dortmund, where he is right now, to the club of Manchester United. That is that is Jodan Sancho for you. Now he's followed by Rasmus Højlund, 72 million pounds, Casemiro, 70 million pounds, followed by I think Andre Onana. I think that is his there comes in Mason Mount, 60 million pounds, Andre Onana, I think 50 million pounds, Lisandro Martinez close to 50 million pounds, and who else then? So those are the signings as far as they are concerned right about now at the club of Manchester United. Now, it is really very, very shocking that for a player that came in 2021 and another player that came in 2022, that is Sancho and Antony respectively, the club wants to move them on because of their poor performances. And Ninza Kinsella from the Standard Sport has told us that Jodan Sancho and Antony have been offered to clubs in Saudi Arabia in Saudi Pro League. Manchester United want around 50 million pounds for each, Sancho and Antony. Now, when I read this story, I even laughed. Why did I laugh? Because I exactly knew that this person who is really putting out this story is still thriving onto the plan that Manchester United had when INEOS had not gone ahead to take over. That's why I'm not going to come here and really blame him, because he was doing his job. And when you're doing your job in certain aspects, you have to obviously go on and respect your sources. If I've ever been getting you right news throughout your dealings with them, then you have no reason to doubt them. And that is the guy who goes by the names of Ninza Kinsella. But him talking about United looking to sell Jodan Sancho and Antony to the Saudi Pro League was all done when John Mata traveled to Saudi Arabia in 2022 and he tried to trade very many players there. Anton Martial, Casemiro, Varane, Sancho, Antony, and very many others, because he knew to it that they needed money. And he did it in a spirit, knowing that maybe Manchester United would have gone ahead to qualify for the round of 16 of the Champions League, and maybe would have gone ahead to need in more players, because would have gone ahead to find ourselves in 3 competitions at the beginning of the year 2024. And that fact that we are only in 2 competitions now doesn't need us to obviously see to it that we obviously get in more players, because you've seen that we are even getting out many players that could have gone ahead to be into that squad. The first player to leave was Donny van de Beek to Frankfurt, and it's a loan with a non-mandatory buy clause. Jodan Sancho in the mix. He was loaned to what is the team? He was on to Borussia Dortmund. Then Ayedele, he was also loaned. Hannibal has been loaned. I think we've gone ahead to loan close to 8 or 9, 10 players right now at the club of Manchester United, and all we are calling in for is to see to it that they thrive and they really get in money, because these players that have gone on loan, few of those are really gonna come and play for the club of Manchester United again. That is it. That's how everything is gonna really pan out at the side of Manchester United. So for me, I really look at this story and really good to know that he was in the past. Niza Kinsella was in the past, because the present is really happening, and he should put himself in the know of what people like Fabrizio Romano have got ahead to know. No sooner United went ahead to obviously bring in what we call a new CEO known as Omar Berbatov. So when Omar Berbatov came in through, every plan at Manchester United changed, because for whichever transfer that Manchester United is supposed to make, either a loan, outgoing, or an incoming, it should be approved by INEOS. And you remember when we were really doing a deal of Hannibal, where United had not gone ahead to obviously include what we call a buyback clause, INEOS said, we're not approving this deal not until a buyback clause is indicated into this. And it went ahead to be indicated, and you saw to it that they had a very good impact. Even the youngsters that are being loaned the club of Man United, INEOS has a very huge hand in them. And Fabrizio Romano, appearing onto the United stand yesterday, he told us the following about that story, about Antony and Sancho, that I don't think Antony and Sancho to Saudi Arabia in the summer is the case. It could be from Saudi side. United have not opted to sell either now. So the decision on who is to be sold will be made, I think, around April. All these players, Sancho, Antony, have a chance to find themselves in a better situation, over thriving, because when you look at Sancho, he has just gone ahead to obviously go there at Bayern Munich. He has played, I think, 2 games, and he has an assist. So if he continues to thrive and really get back to the Sancho that we knew at Borussia Dortmund, then the people at Man United might sit down and really say, can we really lose this player? All he needs to obviously apologize and get back into the team, depending on the situation of who the manager of Man United is going to be. Because right now, everything is really not predictable as you want, because the coming in through of Omar Berbatov changes a lot. A lot goes into what we call alternation. You get? And for Antony, if he turns around his season at the club of Manchester United, he might find himself in a position of obviously convincing these people to stay. There is a factor of Mason Greenwood, and we've seen that this side of Sir Jim Ratcliffe really likes Michael Olise a lot. So a lot should come into play to consider whether these players leave or not, and that's what I'm here to obviously tell you about. But Fabrizio Romano is telling us that a decision to sell them has not been made, and if at all is to be made, it will be made, I think, towards the end of the season, depending on how these two have gone ahead to perform. And this doesn't go only to these players. Every player at Man United now will be knifed if he doesn't really perform very well. And I think that's the next story that I'm gonna really bring you onto this channel, because Fabrizio Romano said a lot about that. Now, that means a decision of selling Jadon Sancho and Antony has been paused by the club of Manchester United, and they are trying to find the best of the best for these players as they come in through to do the job at Manchester United. Let's go to Berbatov, and he has gone ahead to say the following about Jodan Sancho and his journey from Man United to Borussia Dortmund. He said Jodan Sancho came on for Borussia Dortmund and got an assist, which is a very great way to return to his old club. This is how football can work out sometimes. You can be really good in one league or in a different country, then go to the Premier League, to the English Premier League, and it just doesn't work out for you. Borussia Dortmund is a good move for Jodan Sancho because he's returned to familiar surroundings with friends around him. So I tend to agree with him because it's really a different atmosphere altogether that has gone ahead to give him vibes after vibes, and those vibes have gone ahead to obviously give Jodan Sancho a lot of a conducive working environment. I mean, look at that game that he came on through and really played like 30 minutes, and he really came up with an assist. Sancho looked like he had never left Borussia Dortmund, because everything he put up on the field gave him a lot of credit that there is a player in him, and this went ahead to obviously fault or rumors about him not wanting to play as a right winger, because in that game I saw Sancho play as a right winger. You saw him very well. He played as a right winger at Man United. Ten Hag and Solskjaer said he doesn't want to play as a right winger. Why is it that at Man United he doesn't want to play as a right winger, yet at Borussia Dortmund, when he's played as a right winger, he thrives? Meaning that there is something that we're not getting right on Jodan Sancho. And however much I back my manager Erik ten Hag, but I think something is not going on well in as far as making him one of the best right wingers are really concerned. And I really went ahead and told you that I have a belief that Erik ten Hag doesn't want to obviously play Jodan Sancho the right wing because he's going to expose his most expensive signing at Man United, ever since he came in through, and that is Antony. Because when Sancho plays there, he obviously hits the ground running. You get? When Antony plays there, very many questions, because ever since Ten Hag came in through, no player is going to have to play more games as a right attacking midfielder for the club of Man United more than that guy. What is his name? Antony. But his stats are really off. So that is it. And he has gone ahead to put in an assist. And then this was also added by Dimitar Berbatov to his conversation of this lad. He said he's made a great start with them, and it will be great if he goes back to his previous form. But if you're asking me if that will get him back in Erik ten Hag's good books, I don't think so. I only see Sancho playing for Man United again if a manager changes. If Sancho does well at Borussia Dortmund, he should be in contention for a place at the Euros 2024. Obviously, for the team that is going to go to the Euros of England, Sancho is going to be part of it, because he's going to hit the ground running like you saw. He's going to put in very beautiful performances. And don't be shocked that in the first international break of 2024, he's going to be part of the squad of Gareth Southgate, because this is what he wanted from him. He wanted Sancho to go all out and really play enough football. And with him calling in the likes of Jordan Henderson, he has no reason to give for not getting in a player who is playing in the Bundesliga, because even Harry Kane plays in the Bundesliga. And remember, he used to call him, and he was a regular onto the English national team when he was playing for Borussia Dortmund, meaning that whatever he was doing there was so attractive to the manager of England. So that is all about Antony and Sancho. Asking price set, Then let's go to Dango. I brought you a story that Dango is going to to Port Vale, and that's where he's going to be playing his football for the remaining 6 months of the season. And today, Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead and confirmed to us that Dango completing his loan move from Manchester United to Port Vale. Understand final parts of the medical tests will take place on Tuesday. That is today. First part already done deal as revealed last week. Now, Dango is 19 years of age, and I told you that it is abysmal for a player not playing at the club of Man United at the age of 18, 19, 20. If you are not getting to the first team, you should obviously find yourself into a position of really getting first team football. And fighting for first team football shows you your urge and your hunger to really get into the first team of Man United. And Dango, I know if at all he goes to Port Vale, he's going to be a sensational player. And getting in those minutes in his legs will obviously transform him into a very good player. And you never know what is going to happen next season. In the preseason of this year, that's going to be held in US, is it going to be the man who Ten Hag is going to usher into the first team? Because he went ahead and brought in Kobe Menu. Last year, he brought in Alejandro Garnacho. And this year, he has gone ahead to bring in, this season, I was going ahead to bring in, he's going ahead to bring in a Kobe Menu. Now, after Kobe Menu, who is coming next? That is the biggest question that we need to ask. Is it Dango? Is it Aaron Hansek? Is it Foson Omori? You know? So, we wait and see how that happens. Because for Kamboala, I think he has a direct ticket into the starting 11 of Man United, as we might be phasing out some defenders, and he's one of those that Ten Hag is looking at to get in a lot of work for the club of Manchester United. So guys, thank you very much for watching Through Rock, and David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and may the living God bless you abundantly. But before we sign out, we will call for your reactions onto the Antony and Sancho asking price set, but looks like they're not up for sale, revealed to us by Fabrizio Romano. What do you make about Dango, loan to Port Vale? And then, what are your thoughts about Dimitar Berbatov, you know, revealing that Sancho will return to Man United at only one condition: when Erik Ten Hag gets a sack. Bye-bye.